Hi, my name is Haley Carlson, and this is my Module 11 case study for AEP 858. So starting out with a case summary, Mr. Rhodes is a first-year principal at Golden Oak High School, a school that serves 965 students, 9 through 12. The community is mostly middle class with a few outliers on either side of the economic scale. Most parents have to commute 1 to 2 hours to work, which limits their involvement of parents in student activities. The school has a reputation for having a low turnover rate, with most of the teachers having been at the school for at least 10 years. The school also has a reputation for having the lowest attendance record in the district, according to the superintendent, Dr. Newman. Dr. Newman explained that the attendance problem should be addressed this year. The school board is aligned with state law, so it allows excused absences for only illness, a death in the immediate family, inclement weather, or a valid reason excused by the principal ahead of time. The local school district policy also allows for penalizing students' grades for unexcused absences after 5 or more. And Dr. Newman also suggested that there is a positive relationship between the district and social services and the juvenile court system. After the Christmas holiday, Mr. Rhodes looked at the attendance data for the first semester and discovered that out of 965 students, there was 695 students who had missed more than 10 days of school. Out of those 68% of students, Mr. Rhodes pulled 5 student files: Karen, Tyrone, Christina, Carl, and John. He noted that Karen, an 11th grader, did well during 9th and 10th grade, making National Honor Society, and then her work diminished with her increasing absences. He saw that she was married the summer before 11th grade, and her parents had requested a conference with her teachers, but the counselor had not acted on that. Tyrone, a 10th grader, had missed 14 days, with both excuse notes written from his parents citing educational trips, one to Washington, D.C., and one trip to Canada. The absences were approved and initialed by his homeroom teacher. Christina, a freshman, missed 4 days in a row during 3 different weeks. Each absent had a note from her minister citing church meetings as the excuse, and Christina's homeroom teacher also approved these absences. Carl, a 10th grader, had randomly missed days during the semester and was reported as truant. The truant officer reported that Carl's parents didn't think it was the school's business to track attendance. And finally, the last one, John, a junior and the football team's quarterback, missed a handful of days. He was injured during the season, and his doctor sent a note that said he could only play if he attended physical therapy on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12 to 2:30. During the football season, the athletic director also excused him from afternoon Friday classes to rest for the game, and teachers did not report absences as excessive. Mr. Rhodes realized all stakeholders in the school and community needed to be involved in correcting the absence behaviors, but how would he do this? So some legal and ethical issues. Legally, the Prince v. Massachusetts 1944 ruling on parens patriae, it's that states can require parents to send their children to school, and parents cannot contribute to delinquency, so they are required to send their kids to school. Also, the school board policy is aligned with the state law, but it's not followed at the school, which causes some legal issues for that district. Ethically, teachers not following school absence rules, approving absences that should be approved by Mr. Rhodes instead, causes some issues because they aren't following the policy that's lined out for them. Then the athletic director and teachers giving preference to athletes and giving them special treatment and excused absences so that they can rest and do things for games is also an issue. Parents and the school not protecting the welfare of children, not making sure that they're going to school, not being the adults, is also an ethical issue. So just kind of to synthesize this, a school has struggled with students having low attendance after losing sight of the attendance policy set by the state law and school board, and a first-year principal is tasked with fixing the issue. So the people and the place and the program in this: people, Mr. Rhodes, Dr. Newman, the superintendent, absent students, even regular students, that are showing up and they have good attendance. Parents, families, the surrounding community, teachers, other administrators. The place, Golden Oak High School, it's a 9 through 12 school, the school district, and the surrounding community. And then the program, it's a 9 through 12 school, 965 students, their parents, teachers, the school board, and administrators. So kind of reviewing everything and prioritizing the most important aspects of this. So consistent and clear attendance policies or expectations have not been established or continued with staff, students, and parents. 68% of students have missed 10 or more days of the first semester, showing that students, parents, and teachers are not finding attendance in school as a value in their lives. Different sets of students have different rules. Many parents don't seem to support attendance practices for a variety of reasons, and obvious changes need to be made. So the three different options that I came up with, option 1, show students, parents, and teachers the data from the first semester attendance, but take no action and set no clear plan in place in hopes that the problem fixes itself. Option 2, explain attendance policies to staff, students, and parents. Report all 659 students as truant and strictly enforce school board attendance policies starting January 1 for that second semester. And then option 3, inform teachers, students, and parents of attendance expectations and rules set by the state and district. Explain to teachers that they may no longer approve absences. It has to go through Mr. Rhodes. Students must know the consequences for not coming to school as well as parents. So communicating that. Evaluating these options. Option 1, avoiding the problem and hoping it gets better actually does nothing. This makes Mr. Rhodes' job a lot harder, especially because the district wants results and he's not setting himself up for success in that category. Option 2, being relaxed during this first semester and extra strict during the second semester may cause some conflict and pushback from all parties involved. It's too abrupt and it could come across really harshly. And then option 3, there still might be pushback from parents, students, and teachers. There is a chance this won't work and there will need to be harsher consequences. So overall, option 3, I feel like, is the best option to start out with for this coming semester starting in January. So informing the teachers, students, and parents of attendance expectation and rules set by the state and the district. Explain to teachers that they may no longer approve absences, and then students know the consequences for not coming to school, as well as parents knowing those consequences. So communication with all stakeholders impacted by this is essential to save relationship and reputation and to see results. Setting clear expectations, policies, and clarifying the rules will help all parties involved become successful. And then also continue to collect data and monitor the progress throughout, not just at the end of the semester, because I think that's something that Mr. Rhodes struggled with, was not realizing it was a problem until the problem had already gotten really bad. So collecting that data and kind of changing the plan as you collect it is going to be essential too. So thinking about how I would implement this, so I would share attendance data with teachers before the second semester began and explain the new policies or the policies that have been in place and the expectations for attendance. Maybe give them a little cheat sheet on what they're supposed to be doing. Then when students come back, explain to them why it's important to their learning, that they are there and in class, and share the new expectations that will be set out for them. Collect attendance data throughout the second semester, including surveys of teachers on how the policy is going, and then analyze and address data over the summer to reassess for the following school year. A really big part of this is emphasizing the success of students. Also making sure that you're tracking that data and encountering any problems while they're happening instead of waiting a whole semester to then go back and fix it. So this was a very interesting class. I'm so glad that I was able to take this, but thank you for watching my video.